Call the school board meeting to order of December 3rd. Mr. Ogenow, roll call.
Ron. Here. Dick. Here. John.
Here.
Norm. Here. Dave's here. Joe.
Aye.
Jim.
Present. Proof of notice.
As stated in the agenda.
Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Joe,
Second.
second by Jim. Questions on the agenda? Joe?
Aye.
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 Motion carried 7-0. Citizens' comments. Resolution 1819-117, approval of minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Dick, second by Noah. Any questions on the last minutes? Dick?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried 7-0. Trinity, FFA report.
This month has been, I don't want to say laid back because we've been busy, but we just moved into our new facility, so our month has been full of packing, and more packing, and now we're in the unpacking phase. So we're super excited for that, and then we have our fruit sale coming up next week. Fruit will be delivered on Wednesday. So anyone who ordered fruit, I'll have that to you Thursday.
Okay.
That's all I have for you.
So I have a question for you. On your national convention you went to,
Yes.
I understand that you had a celebrity that gave you a concert. Is that right?
Mr. Garth Brooks.
Mr. Brooks?
Oh, wow.
Yes. He was very, very good.
Yeah?
Once in a lifetime concert right there.
He was on last night and he put on quite a show last night. But yeah, I heard that he did this for nothing,
Yeah.
for the FFA.
Wow.
And then they actually gave him an honorary lifetime alumni membership. And they also gave him like his own FFA jacket with his name on it and everything in a frame. And, yeah, it was pretty.
Very nice, thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you.
Student council,
Hi,
hi.
how's everyone doing?
Good.
Okay, my name is Taylor Strost. I'm the student council president. And last month, actually a couple days ago, we had our blood drive. Our goal was to get 80 donors, and we ended up getting 99. So that's
Wow.
really, really good, yes. We have another one coming up in spring, and we're actually hoping the American Red Cross will send us some more people so that we can get more individuals out faster. I know the community members and teachers go before the students, but some of the students had a hard time because then they were missing a lot of class
Right.
and stuff. I know I was 2 hours later than what I should have been, but you know, it all went good, and I can't wait to see what March brings. And then we are kind of working, the date was decided for Winterfest to be January 19th, which is pretty soon, especially considering, you know, Christmas break and finals and stuff. So we gotta start getting all of the stuff planned for that. And then we're also thinking of doing some holiday festivities, you know, dress up days, maybe some door decorating, kind of open just to get that holiday spirit up.
So are you, Taylor, are you promoting North Dakota State University?
No, it's just a really soft shirt.
Oh,
It's just really nice. We went to, there was a little store in Appleton called Jansport, and I don't know if you guys heard of it, but they had really, really cheap shirts, and you know, who doesn't like a free shirt? We're cheap shirts, so we bought a bunch, and now they're out. It's very sad.
all right,
Anything else?
thanks.
Thank you, guys.
I was just going to comment about talking about Garth Brooks after seeing the concert last night. We looked him up on Wikipedia, and he has done a lot of made many concerts and donations to benefit the fires and the flood and the hurricane and things like that. So he's really done a lot. besides a great music career. And he's done a lot.
He's
of
pretty
public-
energetic,
Yeah,
running
he's
around
done
last
a lot
night.
of public service.
All right, thank you. Dave, any communications?
Not tonight, no.
Okay. We have resolution 1819, approval of regular semi-monthly bills.
So,
Motion by Dave,
second.
second by Joel. Questions on the bills? Hearing none, Dave.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 7-0. Okay, any committee reports? No. Administrative report. Superintendent.
Okay, just, mine is just some upcoming events and then one that's kind of an FYI, so for board discussion. So we have, this last couple of years, I've come at the whole board level and talked about virtual school options and just, transparent about open enrollment out for virtual schools and shared my concern about that actually. And after reaching out and talking to a consultant, some of these virtual schools are for profit. They kind of churn and burn through students, and they don't necessarily graduate from the program. We're talking at a high school level. So one of the things that we have done, we've reached out to Wisconsin Virtual School. That is through CESA 9, and out of the school districts in the state of Wisconsin, I would bet 80% of the school districts partner with them to offer virtual school options. So we are looking at our digital learning opportunities, not virtual school. We're looking at what are our digital learning opportunities and partnerships that we can have with Wisconsin Virtual School. Those can range from literally full-time online enrollments that we could have at $250 a class. And really for us, what does it mean to be full-time? Could be 3 classes at a time as long as they're completing credits. So sometimes these could be good options for when a student just mental health wise, they're just not doing well. They want to stay in the district, but they can't make it into a building, anxiety, whatever it may be. You can offer them some of these virtual school classes to keep them on track so that you can figure out how to reintegrate that back into the building. So we are looking at our options, and that'll be like a half-day retreat actually with the consultant coming from Wisconsin Virtual Schools. There's no cost to that whatsoever. So this is a service they provide for Wisconsin schools. So I just wanted you to know, hey, we're looking at that, and there's definitely some great options that are available to us. So as far as the new construction goes, we heard our students mention that we just got into our new construction space effective last week, Monday. So that is the ag classroom and the tech ed spaces. Those are the only spaces that we're into. Other than the hallway, obviously, that connects it, which the hallway comes with the bathrooms, which is great for students to have access to. And now as far as like the ADA accessible, we can 100% get back and forth between the lower half of Mayville High School and the cafeteria, which is great. So that's our new day. So our new day started on Monday. However, our lobby still needs a mural installed in it, and the flooring could be January. So in our fitness center, we're still waiting on some light fixtures, but I think those have a pretty, the ETA for arrival of those pretty soon too. So what's nice is we're kind of piloting these spaces, we're working our way into them, and they are still doing some work, however, like in the metals now. So like we're in the spaces, but it's still a work in progress. So we actually have a phase 2, so the whole project is done in phases. So in new construction and renovation, we actually have 7 phases. So we're only in phase 2 right now. And phase 2 of new construction, the furniture is being delivered next week. So cause right now we have a brand new CAD lab, and the CAD lab is empty. So we are ahead of schedule, which is great. So next week though, we start to catch up. And we are now actually renovating the prior ag and band room, or I'm sorry, ag and tech ed. So they're in those spaces right now doing abating and renovating those spaces. I would probably say demo, so they're doing demo work at this point in time. So I believe though the new lobby, the mural is gonna be installed here still in December, which will be great. And we are going to, I think we moved back an event at the high school, right? To reflect just our adjusted timeline. So we have like, what was the MHS course
Could have been there.
selection?
Elective selection night as well as some transition things. we were
Yeah.
gonna do.
So we're gonna do that in January versus December 13th was the original date. And we're still on track, so we're still, our timeline is great. So then that that demo and renovation of the prior tech ed and ag, those are about to become the new band and choir space. And already those will be done in February 11th through the 15th. So those spaces are already kind of a shell, so the renovation of that will go very quick. And then after that, they'll start moving over into those current band and choir rooms, and that'll become the safe, secure office. And that should all occur before school starts. So as far as the timeline goes, so we're moving. I have taken the opportunity to share all the Village of Kokoski information with WSB Legal Counsel. And from there, some of the follow-up was actually a recommendation to look at our population growth. The Board of Education passed a resolution pro-growth that was submitted, kind of an artifact with all of this. And then, after having more dialogue, really, it comes down to the board's pro-growth. So really, we do not have an actual population growth study on hand. So I have nothing to share with you tangible. So the recommendation from WSB was to start thinking about that and to say, okay, what current plans for new subdivisions are in the works with the city of Mayville? What's in the works with the Village of Kokoski? Show artifacts and evidence of what these plans are. And then once we have that evidence and have done looking at census, looking at birth rates, looking at history, come together with a conclusion. So I thought that was actually really good advice. So I've reached out to 2 different companies. One actually is at the UW system. It is the Applied Population Lab. And I have heard of school districts working with them. And the other one is one of my good friends is Superintendent of Lake Mills. I was the high school principal there a long time ago. And they worked with MD Roffers Consulting to do their study. You can actually see their in-depth study on their website. So I have had a phone conversation with the Applied Population Lab today. And then we've got a phone conversation with MD Roffers on Friday. So I'll share with you an update there, but I thought that was good information, and the costs vary tremendously, by the way. So it could be about $3,000, which I think sounded realistic, and then at a high end of $17,000, which was like, oh my, that wasn't what I had expected. But stay tuned, I just wanted to share with you. I think that was some very good, sound advice. So we're trying to get some more of a vision on our enrollment. Because right now we do use the varied forecast model for projections. And it does have formula in it. But we've already proven this year that it's not going to be, it's not that accurate. I mean, we didn't shrink this year. We stayed level, So we were projecting to shrink. So we have many things happening. So as board members, if you're looking to hit some events up, right? So like right now tonight, Becky is not here because she's at some concerts at Parkview, but they have additional concerts tomorrow. So their holiday season already starts now. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock is the grades 1-2 winter program. So kindergarten occurred already today, and then 4Ks occurred this afternoon, and tonight there's a second round of the kindergarten program. The high school, they have a band concert this Thursday at 7 o'clock at night. The local concert is Monday, December 10th at 7 o'clock. We are reigniting our Employee Benefits Advisory Committee. There's some housekeeping stuff we need to do, looking at strategically what's coming next for us. So the meeting for that is at 3:30 on Tuesday, December 11th. So I've got a volunteer group of staff members that reflect administrators, support staff, professional staff, some that have the benefits, some that don't. We're down a person, we need to recruit somebody. So, but in the meantime, there's a meeting with our broker on the 11th in order to just start making some progress at what we'll be doing this spring. Brian and I are headed to the Baird Budget Forecast Model Workshop with all their updates and things, for them to walk us through that on December 13th. what's great right now, like Ryan's got that synced with our Skyward resources, so he's not doubling up and entering information here and then entering here. They are kind of talking back and forth, which is awesome. Friday, December 14th is the superintendent meeting, so we meet once a month. And then this next spring, or next winter, as soon as it hits January, they start with legislative breakfast meetings. And everybody is welcome to attend that. So it's the only CISA in the state of Wisconsin that has regular meetings with the legislative representatives for the area. So I'd recommend that if you're available. So I'll give you a heads up when they'll start. The NHS induction ceremony is December 16th. They sent out RSVPs. Those are due ASAP, I believe. It was in my inbox. Janet's like, are you going? I said, yeah, I already responded. Well, I didn't. It was sitting there. So if anybody's interested, that's going to be at 4 o'clock on the 16th, and it's in town here at the golf course. So there's a lot happening, and I'm sure there's enough sporting events that if anybody didn't want to be home at all in the month of December, Mayville School District can get you covered for that. There's a lot of events all the time. So pass it on out these guys.
Okay, thank you. Bob, what's got going at the middle school?
Sure. Recently, last week, we had our VIP day at MMS, and that's where students could invite an important person in their life to come to lunch, and every lunch was packed. We had set up extra tables. It was a great time. Our staff took their lunchtime to join parents and family members and our students, and moved around and ate lunch with them as well. And just to see how it all, came together, it just, gave you a good feeling. So it's kind of, I don't usually go and talk about that kind of stuff, but it really was a good day. And when I looked at staff and I talked to those who organized it, and it was Melissa Schneider with her student group that organized it. It was really student-led. I think it was a real successful community or parent engagement activity, and so we look forward to doing that again every year. The updating of our PA system continues to go. Crews are in our building, running wires up in the ceiling, and using a schedule that we provided them. They're getting into the classrooms when the students aren't in classrooms, so that work can proceed as quickly as possible. Upcoming, we're going to have an attendance competition between our grades, and this is an effort to highlight the importance of attendance and a good education. That's being led by Mrs. Haney. And also our winter concerts are coming up, and I have a handout if you could pass it around. This has all the dates and concerts for the middle school, including our choral concerts.
Next round.
And also band concerts, and our first one starts tomorrow night. It'll be at the high school in the auditorium at 7 o'clock. Everything I have, except we have a boys basketball game this week, Thursday, 4:15 in our MMS gym.
Okay,
So, thank you.
thanks, Bob. Lee?
Couple things before Scott gets to my, why don't we do that first, Scott? Last meeting, I had let you know that we were planning on the end of the first quarter celebration, so we'll quickly run through a PowerPoint we went through. We recognize kids for a variety of reasons. Some are included in here with pictures, but what we did was we had each advisor for freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior come out and announce the students that made the honor roll for the first quarter, and then we took group pictures of everybody. The entire student body was in the gym during the end of the day celebration. It was a nice way to recognize our kids. Everyone was recognized individually, and then as a group we made sure we got pictures taken with the advisors who have worked with them. And there's our senior group. And then the next one, I believe Mr. Sable would be, we also have set goals for kids that about growth and improvement. So this quarter, any student who improved by 1 point higher or higher since fourth quarter by quarter, so your first quarter end was higher than your fourth quarter end, also were recognized. And you'll see some of these kids in some other areas as well, so it was really a good group. This was the one that we were really happy with, that we asked all teachers. Mrs. Nennig runs a Student of the Month recognition piece, and at the end of the first quarter, we had each student be recognized, and then the teacher who wrote the recognition piece or nomination piece then read that in front of the student body and had the student come out, so that was really nice. Then we also did our first quarter perfect attendance, and when we define perfect attendance, it's not excused absences. You had to literally be there every single day. So if you went for a doctor's appointment, although that's excused, you weren't on the perfect attendance. So we had our perfect attendance by each grade that were announced and recognized, which was nice to see. And
That's actually a lot of kids for not missing a single period.
yeah, not at all, which is really nice. So our goal is certainly we want to continue that as the semester and the year go on.
Yeah.
That was it. Okay, and then we also recognized our Badger boys, our foreign exchange students, and our Badger girls as well. So we spent about a one class period to finish out the day, but the assembly probably 3 weeks earlier were for activities and sports, and then we did the more academic and things that we want to see in terms of behavior, and then we'll do the same thing at the end of the semester and as the year goes on. So I told you I would bring that back. Then the other thing is, Scott mentioned some of the new areas being developed at the high school. What I did want to share is that the movement of the kids is going really well. The traffic patterns, as I will call it, from the science, math, up through the commons area has really gone, knock on wood, pretty seamless in terms of kids moving throughout the building. They've just adjusted pretty quickly now that we're open for business throughout the entire building. So I want to compliment our student body and staff for keeping the kids moving where they need to be, but it's designed pretty well to get kids where they belong.
One of the things, Lee, I think, just to give them an FYI, you and I talked just a little while ago about equipment for the fitness center.
Yep.
And I think you should just talk about that, so it's not a surprise at the next
Yep.
board meeting.
What we met with, actually our tech ed department as well as our phy ed staff as well as our athletic staff, Tom Nennick, and we were putting together a proposal for a needs list in terms of equipment. We have some that's currently on the stage, obviously, and we also have our booster club and touchdown club, things like that, that are looking forward to helping us to offset costs that are upcoming. So I've asked Tom Nennig, as athletic director, to appear at the next school board meeting in regards to what his request would be and the costs associated with it. And what we're looking to do is that we're confident that we can raise the funds pretty easily to get this outfitted the way it needs to be, and that includes phy ed classes, the aerobic equipment, as well as the weight equipment. And I've asked Tom to come and make a presentation. I, and Scott are going to meet this Friday and put together that needs list and the costs associated with you.
So one of the reasons why I want to bring it up is there's a purchase that needs to be made for some of the equipment. The purchase by far exceeds like $5,000, so that'll end up on a board meeting agenda, as well as they may not have all the funds right out of the gate, but be working towards that. So I just want you to know, hey, there's some really good, solid work going on behind the scenes to collect donations, but they may not have all that right out of the gate. So stay tuned. We're meeting this Friday, but it's good work. They're all coming together. They all have solid plans. They've created a united vision on what that fitness center should look like and how they're repurposing the current equipment. Some of it just isn't going to move. It doesn't really meet expectations anymore, and it just takes up space. Kids don't use the equipment and stuff. So it's a new day when we get in that space. But if we waited until the late spring, then it'll be kind of a shell. It's going to be missing some equipment. So we really do need to just get moving aggressively and place an order for some of that. So we'll be ready. So the lighting's still not in for the fitness center, so we're working on that. So, but soon. Okay, thanks Lee for sharing that.
Thanks, Lee.
John, I wanted to ask Scott, we talked about the virtual schools. How do they accredit classes for virtual school?
Okay, so accreditation that's a great thing. So to be accredited, so like when I was at Lake Mills, they had the longest history of accreditation in the state of Wisconsin. So that's like a NCAA accreditation. So now they're not accredited. I would say I don't think a single virtual school is actually accredited. That's a very rigorous process you need to go through. I would love to see that here. That's what honestly, I'd love to see us go through that process here.
We did that years ago.
So, and then there used to be a stamp of approval process, now it's about continuous improvement and alignment to goals, and it has these different pillars, and it's really good stuff, the accreditation process is. So I'd say 10 years ago, I went through the training actually to do it. Somebody goes and certifies school districts in there. But in the meantime,